Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're looking at NotebookLM.
Yeah.
This is an AI tool from Google.
That's right.
And, everybody's interested in this because there's a lot of buzz around AI and making money.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we wanted to take a look at that and see what that's all about.
For sure. There's been a lot of hype and some substance, too, so it's definitely worth taking a closer look at.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got some pretty interesting sources today, some videos, some articles. So we're going to take a look at all of that.
That's right. And try to figure out how NotebookLM fits into this whole landscape of AI and see if there are any legitimate ways to use it to make some money or to enhance your business.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we should just start off by defining what NotebookLM actually is.
Sure. So NotebookLM, it's not just a chatbot like you might be familiar with from other AI tools.
Right.
It's more about building your own personal knowledge base. So you can feed it all sorts of different sources of information, PDFs, articles, books, YouTube videos, even your own notes, and it uses that information to create a kind of AI expert on that specific collection of knowledge.
Oh, wow.
And then you can interact with it.
So
ask it questions.
It's like having your own personal
Exactly.
self-searching system.
Yeah, you can have it summarize things, generate outlines, timelines, study guides, and even podcasts.
Podcasts.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one of the really interesting features of NotebookLM.
So what are the main ways that people are talking about using this to make money?
Well, one of the big ones is summarizing long, complex content.
Okay.
So if you're in a niche industry or a field where things are changing rapidly, you can use NotebookLM to quickly get up to speed on a topic.
Yeah.
So imagine you're prepping for a crucial meeting or you're trying to learn about a new area.
Right.
NotebookLM can save you a ton of time and potentially give you an edge.
Okay, so that's kind of on a personal level.
Yeah.
But how does that translate into
Into business.
yeah, business applications?
So basically, anytime you can save time, you're saving money.
Right.
And in today's market, creating digestible content is key. And that's where NotebookLM really shines.
Okay, so let's talk about this podcast feature.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Because that's really intriguing to me.
Right.
You can feed it.
Yeah, you can feed it like a book or an article.
Right.
And it'll actually generate a podcast with 2 AI hosts.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, it is pretty wild. And what's really impressive is that it sounds surprisingly natural.
Oh, wow.
It's not like those robotic voices you might expect from AI.
So it actually sounds like 2 people
Yeah, it's very conversational.
having a conversation.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
I actually have a clip here if you want to hear a sample.
Yeah, let's hear it. Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's really impressive. I mean, it's a little bit
Yeah,
uncanny valley,
it is a little bit, yeah.
but it's very interesting.
Yeah, and, the technology is just going to keep getting better.
Right.
So who knows what these AI podcasts will sound like in a few years?
So how would someone actually use this to build a business?
Well, one way is to think about creating a premium content library.
Okay.
So you could take a niche topic that you're passionate about and create a series of podcasts on that topic using NotebookLM.
Okay.
You could then package those podcasts into a membership site or offer them as a subscription.
So it's kind of like creating your own little Netflix.
Exactly. Your own little niche Netflix for your area of expertise.
Right, for whatever that topic is.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
And, the beauty of it is you don't need any fancy equipment or podcasting experience.
Right.
NotebookLM does all the heavy lifting for you.
So it's a really low barrier to entry.
Exactly.
Pretty much anybody could do this.
Yeah, if you have a computer and an internet connection.
And a niche.
And a niche you're passionate about, you're good to go.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what are some of the other ways people are talking about using this?
Well, another interesting application is repurposing existing content.
Okay.
So let's say you have a bunch of old blog posts or webinars. You can feed those into NotebookLM and have it generate new podcasts based on that material.
Oh, wow.
So you're basically breathing new life into your old content.
Yeah, that's great because, a lot of times people put a lot of work into creating content.
Right.
And then it just sits there.
Yeah, it gets buried in the archives.
This is a way to bring it back to life in a
Yeah, make it more accessible to people.
And reach a whole new audience.
So we've talked about the potential benefits, but what are some of the drawbacks or challenges?
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that NotebookLM is still a tool.
Right.
It's not a magic bullet.
So you can't just expect to push a button and have it.
Yeah, you can't just throw anything at it and expect gold to come out.
Right.
You still need to have a good strategy.
You need to
You need to curate your content.
Have some idea of what you're doing. Exactly. And you need to make sure that your content is actually valuable and engaging.
Right. You don't want to just be putting out fluff.
Yeah, you don't want to be creating noise. You want to be creating something that people actually want to listen to.
So it still requires some work.
It does. But I think it can significantly reduce the amount of work involved in creating high-quality content.
Right. It's like having an assistant.
Exactly. It's like having a team of researchers, writers, and editors all working for you 24/7.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot of potential here, but it's important to approach it strategically.
Definitely. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right.
It's a tool that can help you build a sustainable business if you use it wisely.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the things people should be thinking about if they're considering using NotebookLM for their business?
Well, the first thing is to really identify your niche.
Okay.
What are you passionate about? What do you know a lot about?
Right.
What kind of content can you create that would be truly valuable to others?
And unique.
Yeah, you don't want to just be regurgitating information that's already out there.
You need to find your
You need to find your angle, your unique perspective.
Your own voice.
Exactly. And once you have that, then you can start thinking about how to use NotebookLM to amplify that voice.
So it's not about replacing your voice.
No.
It's about
augmenting it.
Enhancing it.
Exactly. Giving it superpowers.
So in the next part of our deep dive, let's talk about some specific strategies for using NotebookLM to create engaging and unique content.
Sounds good.
We'll be back after a short break.
Welcome back to our deep dive on NotebookLM. We've covered a lot of ground, but I want to make sure we explore some more kind of advanced strategies.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we talked about the basics, and we talked about some of the potential business applications.
Right.
But what are some of the things that people who are really serious about this should be thinking about? So once you've got the basics down, there are a few things you can do to really level up your NotebookLM game. One of the most powerful features is the ability to create custom templates for your outputs.
Oh, okay. So what's a template?
So basically, it's a blueprint for the content you want NotebookLM to generate.
Okay.
So let's say you're creating a series of podcasts on different historical events. You could create a template that automatically structures each episode with an intro, a timeline of key events, a discussion of the impact, and a conclusion.
So it's like a pre-formatted outline.
Yeah, like a pre-formatted outline that you can use over and over again.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it saves you a ton of time, and it ensures consistency across your content.
Right, which is important if you're trying to build a brand.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's one pro tip. What else do you have?
Another really cool feature is the ability to connect NotebookLM to external data sources.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just limited to the documents you upload.
Okay.
You can connect it to your Google Dropbox specific websites, even RSS feeds.
So it can actually pull in information from the web.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
So imagine you're creating a podcast on a topic that's constantly evolving, like technology or finance.
Right.
You could connect NotebookLM to a live stream of news articles.
And have it
generate daily podcast episodes summarizing the latest developments.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a really powerful way to stay ahead of the curve and provide your audience with fresh, timely content.
So it sounds like NotebookLM could be a really valuable tool for anyone who's serious about creating content.
Definitely. But it's important to use it wisely.
Right. So what are some of the things people should be careful about?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is avoiding the cookie cutter trap.
What do you mean by that?
It's easy to fall into the habit of just feeding NotebookLM a bunch of information and accepting the output without much critical thinking.
Right.
But if you do that, your content is going to end up sounding generic and impersonal.
So you need to make sure you're still adding your own unique perspective.
You need to make sure your voice is still coming through.
Right. You don't want to just sound like a robot.
Exactly.
What are some other things people should be aware of?
Another challenge is staying up to date with the technology.
Yeah.
NotebookLM is constantly evolving.
Right.
New features are being added. The algorithms are being improved.
So
you need to be willing to learn and adapt.
Keep learning.
Exactly.
That's good advice for anything.
It is. But it's especially important with AI because things are moving so quickly.
That's true. So it sounds like there's a lot of potential here, but it's important to approach it with a sense of
with a sense of curiosity
Yeah.
and a willingness to experiment.
And not be afraid to make mistakes.
Exactly. The best way to learn is by doing.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Well, I think this has been a really fascinating deep dive.
Yeah, I agree.
We've learned a lot about NotebookLM, and I'm really excited to see how people use it.
Me too. I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with AI.
Yeah. Who knows what the future holds, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty amazing.
I think so too.
Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.